long before Europe would hear his name, long before empires would tremble. A boy was born into a world of betrayal, hardship, and war. His name was Temujin. But history would remember him as Genghis Khan, the man who conquered more land than anyone in human history. This is his journey, from the harsh wilderness to the throne of the world. Temujin was born in 1162, near the Onan River in what is now Mongolia. His father, Yesugei, was a minor tribal chief. But when Temujin was only 9, his father was poisoned by the rival Tartar tribe. Suddenly, everything changed. His family, his mother, his brothers, his sisters, were abandoned by their own people. They were forced to survive alone on the harsh Mongolian steppes, often eating roots, rats, and even dirt to stay alive. The trauma hardened Temujin. One day, in a brutal fight over food, he killed his half-brother Begder, a child, forced to become a warrior, to protect what little he had left. As Temujin grew, his reputation for bravery began to spread. But he was soon captured by a rival tribe and imprisoned in a wooden yoke. It could have been the end. But one night a jailer took pity on him and helped him escape. That moment of kindness may have changed history. He returned to his family and soon married Berthe, the woman who would remain by his side for life. But even love came with hardship. Berthe was kidnapped by the Merkit tribe, an old enemy of Temujin's family. Without a real army, without power, Temujin did the unthinkable. He sought help from an old ally of his father, Togrul, the Khan of the Karat tribe. Along with Jamuka, a childhood blood brother, Temujin attacked the Merkits and rescued Berthe. It was his first victory, and the world was about to take notice. Temujin began to gather allies. But his rise wasn't without conflict. He would eventually clash with Jamuka, the man he once called his blood brother. Their visions were different. Temujin believed in merit, not noble birth. In 1187, Jamuka defeated Temujin and brutally executed 70 of his top men. But Temujin survived, and he learned. Over the next decade, Temujin slowly unified the Mongol tribes. In 1201, he defeated Jamuka for good. By 1206, all Mongol clans recognized him as their leader. On the banks of the Onan River, he was given a new name: Genghis Khan, universal ruler. The boy who was once starving and alone now commanded the largest mounted army in history. Genghis Khan turned outward. His first major campaign targeted the Xixia kingdom in northwestern China. The Mongol tactics, light cavalry, feigned retreats, total discipline, crushed their enemies. Next came the mighty Jin dynasty in northern China. Genghis's siege engines, espionage, and terror tactics shocked even seasoned generals. His strategy was often ruthless. Cities that resisted were burned, but those who surrendered were spared. He allowed freedom of religion and punished his own men if they looted without orders. Then, in 1218, disaster struck. The Khwarezmian Empire, a large Persian state, murdered Genghis Khan's trade envoy. It was a fatal mistake. What followed was total war. Samarkand, Bukhara, and Nishapur were destroyed. In some cities, tens of thousands were killed. The Silk Road, once Persian-controlled, was now in Mongol hands. Despite the bloodshed, Genghis Khan was more than a warlord. He created the Yasa, a code of law that applied to everyone, including himself. He established a postal system with relay stations and mounted couriers across the empire. He promoted soldiers based on loyalty and skill, not family. He banned the kidnapping of women, theft, and tribal blood feuds. His empire, though built by conquest, ran on discipline and order. In the 1220s, Genghis sent his generals westward, into Georgia, Armenia, and even the edges of Europe. Meanwhile, he personally led another campaign against the Tangut of Shishya, who had betrayed him. It was during this final war in 1227 that Genghis Khan died. The cause remains a mystery. Some say he fell off his horse, others say he died of illness or wounds. His body was returned to Mongolia. According to legend, his funeral escort killed everyone they passed to keep the burial site secret. The grave remains undiscovered to this day. Genghis Khan's empire didn't end with his death. His sons and grandsons, especially Kublai Khan, continued the expansion. At its peak, the Mongol Empire stretched from Korea to Poland. He is blamed for the deaths of over 40 million. But he also created safe trade routes, religious freedom, and systems of communication that shaped the modern world. And perhaps the most astonishing legacy? Modern DNA studies suggest that 1 in 200 men alive today descend from him. He began with nothing and ended as master of the known world. Genghis Khan, a name whispered in fear, respect, and awe, forever etched into the bones of history. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe.